Hey everybody, it's Eric Arcadian, and this here is my very first streaming royalty check. How much will it be? I don't even know! Ever since I started uploading my music last year, I've just been banking the streaming royalties. A couple months ago, I decided to cash out. So I hit the withdraw earnings button in DistroKid, sat back, and waited for this paper check to arrive in our mailbox via snail mail. Only I didn't look at the withdrawal amount. So I have no idea what to expect. Okay, I mean, I have some idea what to expect, but it's so much more than just a dollar amount. This tiny little envelope represents the culmination of years of hard work, countless hours spent writing songs, recording them, producing them, uploading them, and finding ways to try to get people to listen to them. Since listening is such a key component and you guys are very involved in that aspect of things, I thought it would only be fair to record my reaction to opening this check. And that way we can all find out together exactly how much I've made from streaming revenue so far. But first, let's set the stage a little bit. I mean, you didn't think I was just going to say, hey, rip this check open and show you the dollar amount, right? We have to talk about some things first. Like, for instance, as far as the music industry is concerned, exactly how big of a chunk does streaming revenue account for right now, and how has that changed over time? To answer that question, let's check out this giant chart of music revenue by format provided by the Recording Industry Association of America, or the RIAA. This chart goes all the way back to 1973, where LPs, vinyl singles, and 8-tracks were the predominant medium for selling music. A few years later, cassette tapes have a big boom, but the highest revenue of all time comes from CDs in the 90s and early 2000s. Ever since then, the industry has kind of been struggling to get back there. Streaming from paid subscriptions like Spotify has recently become the biggest revenue generator, but it looks like things are kind of starting to level off, and we might not ever get back to the same amounts of money as CDs brought in during their heyday. Now, I'm sure that the people at the top, that is, the most popular artists on streaming platforms, are still making what we could technically term as a buttload of money. But what does that mean for smaller artists like me? I mean, what does Spotify pay per stream anyway? It's not $1. It's not 10 cents. It's not even a penny. It's actually between 0.003 and 0.005 cents each. To put that into real terms, let's compare. Let's say that your favorite independent artist is selling their latest album for $20. Half of which gets deducted off the top for the cost of distribution and materials, and the other half, $10, is profit. So basically, they make $10 off of each album sale, which I think is a realistic number. Now, the question is, how many streams would it take to give this artist the same amount of profit as selling one album? Let's assume the higher end of streaming payouts, which is 0.005 cents. Some quick math will show that equals 2,000 streams. Assuming a 5-minute song, that's about 166 hours of listening time. By this model, 1 million streams, which sounds like a lot, would only amount to about $5,000, assuming that you're getting the higher end of the royalty share from Spotify. Other streaming platforms pay different amounts. Some are slightly higher, some are slightly lower, but they all have the same vibe of only fractions of a cent usually being paid to the artist. So it's not really surprising that most artists have some other avenue where you can help support them, like a merch page or a Patreon page. But if you're not into the whole spending money thing, there are still some things you can do to show your support in some very significant ways, like just sharing music on one of your social feeds. That might help get the word out to people that an artist might otherwise never reach. When you hear their music played on your streaming platform of choice, give it a heart. Better yet, add it to a playlist. This type of behavior helps train the algorithm and makes it more likely that their music will be suggested to someone in the future. In terms of my own numbers, in the past 365 days, I've had about 5,000 plays across all streaming platforms. It's not terrible, but it's certainly not good either. Spotify also started doing this thing recently where an individual song will not generate any royalties until it has reached at least 1,000 streams. I gotta tell you guys, getting 1,000 streams on an individual song is actually a lot harder than it sounds. All right, moment of truth. Let's open this thing. I've actually had it for a couple weeks, and I did a very good job at not peeking. It's just been safely tucked away in a drawer. Wow, that's amazing. It's for $2.20. I'm not even going to cash this. I'm going to frame it and put it up on my wall. It's perfect. Well, thank you for experiencing all of this with me. Please take a moment to like and subscribe here on YouTube. You can also follow me on Facebook or Instagram at Eric Arcadian. But if you would take a moment to share some of my music with someone else, I would be honored. If you want to do more than that, you can find more ways to support me at my Patreon page. The link will be in the video description below. You can check out my channel page for more videos, but why not just click over here and go listen to some of my songs? Remember, there's always a way to make music, even if it doesn't make you that much money. Until next time.